So my professional journey in mental health and addictions started with a very personal experience. I was in my mid-20s and midway through a PhD, a psychology PhD, and I began to experience some very extreme lows and highs, and this led to a period of homelessness, of compulsory hospitalisation, and a diagnosis of bipolar disorder. And I guess my journey since that time has been one of making sense of those experiences for myself, and also supporting others to make sense of those experiences for them. And I do that in the work that I do as a researcher and service development, and also as a musician and performer. So after these experiences, I spent a number of years working within mental health and addiction and homelessness services. And I began to develop an interest in services that provided an add-on or an alternative to traditional approaches. For me personally, the biological or disease or medical model of mental health proved very unsatisfactory and not particularly useful. And as I continued on my journey, I found this was the case for many other people also. So I began exploring ways of helping people who weren't getting what they needed from traditional services, or perhaps maybe wanted to add something to them. And this led me to an interest in three main areas. The first was seeing these human experiences through a human rights lens, and essentially, rather than a health issue, seeing it as a civil rights issue. The second area was looking at self-led and peer support options, and really valuing the wisdom of lived experience and how people can help each other. And then the third area was looking at how information communication technology can be used to really support and enhance these alternatives or adjuncts to traditional services. And one of the things that I really like about eHealth is that it is fundamentally user-defined. So we can spend all the time and energy and resources creating services and systems that are designed to support people, but if they don't work, people will literally vote with their fingers and like or dislike what we're doing. So that means we have to get it right for the people who are using services. So it's almost like there's this delightful democracy of how people use technology, literally liking or disliking what we do. And perhaps more than democracy, it's actually like an evolution, that the best fit of technology is the ones that will survive, and that will be defined by the people who are using it. One of my key passions is advocating for the meaningful involvement of people who use services, because for me that's where the transformation of these health services are going to take place. It used to be the case in health that we did things to people. Then we saw a movement of doing things for people, and I think now we're moving into this phase where we do things with people, that we co-create our own well-being. So for me, the acid test is always, would I recommend this service to a loved one? I'm going way, way down to the hazy place.